it's an individual accolade, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't mean as much without those guys that I play with, and not even just what we do on the field, but it's the juice that they have, the energy, and the time that we spend together. Like that brings me joy. That brings me joy every day to come in here, have like the spirit that I have. Like if everybody was just moping around and like, oh, it wouldn't be fun for me. And those guys make it fun for me, and I enjoy playing this team. I enjoy playing with these guys. I enjoy playing this game because they bring so much juice. And they're just good people, good humans, and that just brings me joy. Individual accolades come and go, but I really want to make sure that the real recognition goes to the team because I wouldn't be at my greatest, I wouldn't be at my successful, I wouldn't be at my peak without the team. Like the biggest reason why I wanted to change my body and change the way that I play is because of the team. I want to be the best player I could be for the team. So, it's not just for me, it's just for everybody.
You mentioned, guys, how do you make it fun and who makes it fun?
I think it's pretty obvious who makes it fun. I got look at y'all laughing. Hey, look, it's somewhere. But just the things like football is football. Like it's a grind. We know we're doing this thing for 18 weeks in the regular season. If we have an opportunity to go to the playoffs, it's even more. But you have to find joy in the little things, and whether that's cracking a joke, whether that's I bring cookies every Saturday. Y'all don't see that, but just little stuff like that. Like you have to make this thing fun because at the end of the day, this is a grind, this is an experience, this is an NFL. It's so cutthroat. Like you could be here today and gone tomorrow, but the time that we spend now is so important to me because I wouldn't know what else to do. Like this is all I got. These people are all I got. Like for right now, while I'm here with my feet at, these people are all I got. Like these are my brothers. Like I feel that wholeheartedly, and that's why I go so hard about the connection of the team because that's how I feel. Like I wouldn't have that juice, I wouldn't have that same drive if it wasn't for the team.
You make the cookies?
Come on, man, that's a famous trade secret, man. Come on, man, stop playing.
Details on the cookies.
I told enough. I said enough. Now I will say that in light of me being disciplined, I can't have cookies like everybody else, but I try. Yeah, because it brings joy to everybody. So, if you seen the way that Jeremiah Trotter goes for the snickerdoodles, yo, you would have thought he was a rabid dog. He'd be like, I'm going to take about 4 of this to eat. I'm like, damn, dude, say something for the rest of the people. But, look, just little stuff like that, man. It just brings joy. It's a smile on your face. Like, that's how I feel every day.
Can I ask how there was a big veteran presence on this defense, and you sat behind those veterans for a few years. When you were kind of just sitting behind a guy like Fletch and just learning, did you see this role that you have now in this defense for yourself in the future?
I did. And when I speak and I say I didn't mean as a football player. I was still trying to figure my way. I was still trying to find my way. But as a person, as a connection, as a piece of the defense where people gravitate, and I'm like, just the juice man. Like I call myself, I'm the juice man. But, I always wanted to be that player. I didn't want anybody to feel down while they're here. I didn't want anybody. I want the family felt, because that's how I felt at school when I was at Georgia. That's how I felt in high school. And, it's a lot. The higher you go up in every level, the connection, it kind of gets less and less because, people got families and stuff. You're not kids anymore. But, I did have a vision for the defense to be connected. Players want. If it was a problem, we'll solve it immediately. Nothing crazy going on. You're a real one, bro. Nothing crazy going on. Like just anything. Like I just wanted we would want to be one band, one sound, one heartbeat. And I couldn't be happier at the defense. Like even when we're not at our best, we always had that mindset where we come back and get to work. We come back and we're so passionate about getting to work because we know we can fix that problem. We have so much faith in ourselves that it's hard for to use the beat. Because we were just like, we got to get it. We're going to fight to the very end. And, that's admirable. We had a situation earlier in this year where we had to fight and scratch and claw for a game. And that's just the way we play. And that's the testament to those guys that we play with because, I couldn't do this alone. It takes all of us.
Can I ask, you've been with Jalen Carter for a number of years, obviously going back to Georgia. How does he kind of uplift the way, not only you, but Morrow and even Jalen Phillips on the edge of, been able to play these last 4 weeks?
Yeah, man. JC, bro, we all know the type of player that he's capable and he could be and he is. But, it's just when he comes out here, he plays with such a ferocious tenacity and he's so it's just like a different mode. It's a different mindset that he goes in when he comes to game time. And, just to be able to play with him, I don't know an analogy that we call ourselves, as a D-line unit, but, we all kind of feed off each other. Like, we all have different styles of leadership. We all have different styles and roles that we play. And what makes us feel, although we're young, we always mention how young we are. And, we always had that chip on our shoulder because, as older we get, we still kind of young. And we always want to play with an edge. We always play with a chip on our shoulder. And, those guys bring it every week. And those are guys I want to play with, man. Like, I wouldn't want it any other way. Howie does his thing, that's cool, whatever. But where I'm at and who I see in this locker room, that's what we rocking with. And, I don't really give a damn, like, bro, like, if you can ball, you can play. Like, from here to here to here to here. People didn't know Moro Jomo until probably, like, last year or, like, this year. Like, Mo's been the type of worker that he's been putting in the work since he's been here. Hardest worker in his motherfucker. I guarantee you he's in that weight room right now lifting weights because that's the type of drive that he has. He wants to be that type of player. And, like, that's a unit, man. Like, that's a unit. Like, I'll always put my guys first because that's a unit. That's how we operate. That's how we play.
You guys got a lot of great athletes, like, across the board. But what does it say about the smarts, like how cerebral so many of the players are, and how does that translate to on the field?
Not gonna lie, you wouldn't be here if you wasn't smart. Like, you have to have some type of level of IQ or intelligence to play on this defense, especially with Vic and the way that he coaches his defense. But, like, Mo, like, the play that he called out, I always give him shit because we call him Coach Mo, but, like, really, like, he is a coach. Like, the way he thinks, the way he operates, the way he trains his mind, the way he looks at film, it's like a coach. He's not just looking at the D-line. He's not just looking at the linebackers. He's looking at the coverage. He's looking at the offense. He's looking at everything. So, that's just an example of, like, just the way that we play and the mindset that we have and the IQ that we play with and just, like, the film. Like, the film, we spend more time in the meeting room than we do any other, like, place. So, like, we have to be there. We have to be locked in when we watch a film.
With Mo, was that something, like, you saw right away, that work ethic?
Yes. And, I think he plays with even bigger edge because, he was 7th round, unlooked, like, he had that drive ever since he got here. And, Mo is the type of player, he's always trying to improve. He's always trying to figure out a way to get better. And that's the type of player that I love because I'm always trying to figure out how to get better. Like, this shit really doesn't matter. I got NFC Player of the Week. Okay, whoop-de-doo. We got a game to play on Sunday. Like, it really doesn't matter. How can I get better from here?
Really, because of how Jordan, Mailata, and, Lane prepares throughout the week. They're the best in the business, so you never expect them to, like, get banged up and stuff like that.
It's a physical position.
It's just a physical position. Things happen. Lane got caught, like, feet got rolled up on and stuff, and, you got to sit down, got to rest up, and that's where, I come into play, so.
Obviously, there's no secret to the impact that Lane has had on this team and this franchise for the last decade or so. Do you feel like some pressure to live up to that standard?
Lane Johnson is cemented in stone as one of the greats. Fred Johnson is trying to make a name for himself, so that's how I approach it. Lane fit shoes already filled in with his work ethic and what he put out there on film. I feel like now is my time to show what I can do. On the right side this year, last year with the left side, so. It's a big test for me this week.
And now you said it's Fred Johnson time to make a name. He did that last year.
I feel like it's a lot of things I pick up. I get an opportunity now to show things what I can do on the bigger stage, and execute and play my game.
Such as what?
Such as what?
Like in terms of like what did you?
I just feel like I just feel like I was waiting for Lane to come back. Basically, I didn't try to take over the role. It's like, okay, this guy's a starter. Not, oh yeah, Fred Johnson's in there, but Lane Johnson's coming back. Like, I don't want nobody to see a down step in, physicality, execution, things like that. That Lane does day in and day out. I want people to forget that I'm even on the field. So.
What do you feel better prepared this time around?
No, I was the same as last year. Kind of knew what the deal was throughout the week, and got to step in. And knew it was going to be a little spell till Jordan came back. But, knowing Lane, how Lane attacks his recovery, never tell no showing when he's going to be back. So
You're going to be starting against the team's biggest rival and a game that for them it's, a desperation game. Can you talk about that a little bit?
No, not really. It's just a game we got to go execute, try to, get this offense flowing how we're supposed to, and do my job.
So when you say it's time for Fred Johnson yourself to show yourself, how do you keep that mindset without putting too much pressure on yourself to succeed?
just do what I've been doing since I got in the league. Got to keep beating the odds and, trying to execute and, show this team that, hey, you brought me back for a reason. Here's the reason.
How has Jeff Stoutland prepared you?
He's been preparing me since I got here in 22. He's just been relentless. He already knows, I come to work with a certain expectation, and that expectation is, I execute, do what I got to do, and play, Fred Johnson physical football. And that's basically what he's been saying. And, this week is just getting the game plan down and, making sure all my boxes are checked off and wait for Sunday.
In talking back in August, you said the mental part of the game is where you really grew in Jacksonville.
Yes.
Right? Have you seen that benefit during the past 10 weeks?
Yes. I mean, Jacksonville, that heat, the reps I was getting down there were, reps that, initially prepared me for something I couldn't foresee in the future. And, thanks to those guys, took me to a place where I didn't think I could go, especially in those, like, crunch moments, big moments, things like that. And, it just prepared me for what I'm about to go through now, what I'm about to face. This little stretch, it's a tall ask, but I feel like I'm ready to do it.
And now you were pretty honest back in August that the reason you left in the first place was the next step in your career was to start, right?
Yes.
Do you think like this chance here is a chance to show the league too?
It's another chance. It's another chance. It's another opportunity on the biggest stage. Who not watching the Eagles play on Sunday? And obviously last year, like I said, I feel like I did enough, and obviously that wasn't the case. So this time I got another chance to rewrite what I did wrong.
How much fun has it been being a part of like the jumbo packages,
It's been
not
super
having
fun.
to rely
It's
on?
super fun.
Yeah.
It's been super fun. I can't catch for shit though, but it's been super fun. It's been super fun. Just being able to go out there with them guys. Every time I go out there, report, Lane wink, Jordan do the little wolf cry and stuff, and it's prior turn now, so.
You work on the jugs machine at all?
Hell no, I'm not catching no balls off a jug. Can't do that. It's just fun being out there, being able to tee off and, jog off the field, wait for another opportunity to go. So.
In those 5 games last year, how did you feel that having the week to prepare kind of helped you as opposed to kind of being a swing guy during the week?
I mean, you get a week to prepare as a starter is different than a week. You get a week to prepare as a starter is just, more reps, more first-team reps, like I said, and kind of you in the mix, you in the walkthroughs, you on the field compared to, you standing behind watching, getting mental reps. So it's just about, putting muscle memory to plays that we run and things like that.
What ways do you feel like you're a better player now than last year when you played?
Just mindset, body-wise, mindset. I already knew what I was expected to do here, and, I'm ready for it now. And just mindset of what I went through this offseason to come back here, and what I feel like I left a lot of meat on the bone, and just gotta execute, do what I do.
What does mindset mean?
Like the mindset, just my mindset of starting. I was waiting for Jordan to come back instead of trying to be somebody that rivaled Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And not saying I'm gonna take a spot because that's not gonna happen, but just the execution, the mentality of each play. Not waiting for Jordan to come back, not just be average, I want to be better than what I was last year, so that's what I mean by mindset.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel today?
I feel amazing. I was just talking about the Michelin star travesty. I don't know if you know what that is.
Okay.
But yeah, they were announced here last night. And
I want to ask you a non-football question.
okay, what's that?
What was your favorite TV show as a kid growing up?
Favorite TV show growing up as a kid? Man, tough question. I actually didn't have a TV.
You didn't have a TV? That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't have a TV. I was
Round
outside.
up, baby.
Woo! I was outside playing until the lights came on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to talk about that, man. Seriously, that was I think there were a lot of missed opportunities there last night. Michelin star ranking.
Which restaurants got snubbed?
A lot. I can't. That's just saying. That's political. I'm friends with a lot of good restaurant owners, and I'm not gonna name names. But that's all I wanted to say, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna get my back up. Ladies first. Y'all know the drill.
Right. Well, obviously with the loss of Lane, that's a big blow. But how have you guys really been supporting guys like Fred, who are going to have the next man up mentality?
To be honest, Fred knows the drill. there isn't much supporting for Fred. Fred knows what's going on, what we're going to ask of him, and so it's really Fred's doing nothing else than what he's already been doing, being prepared, staying prepared, and that's really a credit to Fred because you really don't have to do that. But Fred, when his number has been called, he steps in and does a bang-up job, and so now that he's starting, and that is a major loss, but I think Juan Johnson can fill the shoes of Lane Johnson, and so I think he's going to do a great job. But it's, again, for him, it's nothing new. He knows what we're asking him to do, and he's willing to accept the job.
And Flo talked a bit heading into Sunday night's game about the third and longs that you guys keep finding yourselves in, and that seem to still be an issue. How do you guys adjust that? How do you prevent yourselves from getting in those third and long situations?
Well, stop playing behind the sticks in the first and second down. Just the penalties that have been very costly to us. That just requires focus. Honestly, it's something that takes no talent, and so we're professionals. We should be. I shouldn't be false starting. Shouldn't be holding, and all that stuff really adds on to. Then when we get to third down, and we're just like, okay, we're third down and 7, or third down and 11, just really unfavorable down the distances to try and trick the defense when they know, shoot, they got 11 yards to gain the first down, and it's probably going to be a pass. So, we are putting ourselves in a pretty predictable, I guess, down and distance when it comes to third down, but that's just because of how we're handling the first and second down. We're not taking care of the business up front, or just shooting ourselves in the foot. So I hope that answers.
It does. How do you guys address that?
We got to take accountability first and foremost in the meeting, but then again, it's the focus. It's just like that attention to detail at practice, and then coaching, policing yourself, policing others, being coachable, not taking offense to whatever, if it's a teammate that's coaching you or if it's coach coaching you.
Looking at this Sunday, obviously when you see a team week 1 and then you see them in the back half of the season, you're a different team, they're a different team.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference you see from the Cowboys on the defensive side of the ball? Obviously they bolster things by bringing a guy like Quinn Williams too.
They got depth now. They got a lot of good depth, and so especially with Quinnen and Clowney being the new, I almost call them adjectives. Oh my God, what's the additions? And for us, it's just okay. What do they do? How can we take them out the game? Is it something that we have to worry ourselves about? Like for me, do I worry about what Clowney does on defense, or do I worry about my job? Or do I have to mix and match the both to get the job done? Whatever it takes. But they got depth now, and it's going to be a tough game. It always is, but we always know that it starts up front. So got to handle that first.
If I can circle back to Fred, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Zach.
No problem. I respect that.
Rule. Sorry.
I respect that. I was waiting my turn there.
Sorry, Zach.
That swing tackle rule during your time here has been really valuable, and you guys were trying to figure it out during the summer. When you acquired Fred, what was kind of your reaction at the time?
Hell yeah. I was like, you should never have left. That's not up to me.
Now he was obviously hoping to find a starting.
Yeah, that was very selfish of me to say. But you asked me, I'll tell you the truth.
But he said that this is an opportunity for him to kind of show people who Fred Johnson is.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentioned last year he was kind of waiting for you to come back, or it was so his mindset's different. Have you seen a different perspective from him this year in that regard?
100%. Just the way he prepares, that hunger. Even though he was sitting behind Lane and I think this year his attention to the game plan has wanted to know what plays he's going to be in on, or what plays are different from the week before that we aren't carrying over. There are plays that he has to know that there are plays that are requiring us to know a lot more than what we usually do. Then he's really on it. So I think just his attention to detail, but the will, the want to, is different.
No, it's got